How could you be this much of a liar about a guy that looked out for your wife and child as much as I did, bro? How could you be this much of a bitch to a man who looked out this much for your wife and child? What a classless motherfucker. He really needs, the next time he streams on Wednesday, to come out to his audience, and the very first thing he does is tell people, Jason never said any of that. Jason never turned his back on Shiloh. This is really one of the most classless things. I can't believe that anybody with any class would continue to follow him.
And this is one of the things that the system has seeded in people's minds, that it's better to let your daughter get raped than be accused of being a racist. It's better, or if you defend somebody who uses the word, you're the villain in the story, you're the villain in the narrative. This is complete and utter crap.
No, agreed that it is complete bullshit that we are victimized inside of this anti-white narrative. And I have a prescription that demonstrates success for how to deal with that. Saying enter and encouraging women to say enter by celebrating Shiloh Hendricks using it is not going to end my victimization. It's not going to end Mark's victimization. It's not going to end Warren's victimization. It is going to get a lot of people hurt. That's what it's going to do. You know what I wonder? I wonder if Mark is going to tell Mrs. Mark to go out and call blacks Ners when she encounters them, especially when she has her two babies with her. I wonder if he's going to encourage her to do that. That would be a real demonstration that he's a hypocrite, wouldn't it? I mean, if Jason is saying that Shiloh was reckless and that she endangered her baby and herself by doing that, and Mark's saying, no, if you say that it was reckless, that's wrong. We need to be encouraging people to say it. But he doesn't encourage his wife to say it at the park. Then that would be a little hypocritical, wouldn't it? SN says, you must not have been here. He says, you don't have to be rude to Mark. You must not have been here when Mark just told his entire 3,000 person audience that I said to turn your back on Shiloh Hendricks, because that's far worse. That's an attack on my reputation. Me saying fuck you to Mark is not even remotely close to slandering my reputation and engendering an army of vegetables to come after me. Do you understand? SN, do you fucking understand that?
And this is one of the things that the system has seeded in people's minds, that it's better to let your daughter get raped than be accused of being a racist. It's better for a dad to stand with his son's killers than it is for the dad to say, you know what, I never wanted to live around these black people in the first place, and look how it's ended up for my family. It's better for a woman to let her children's toys be stolen from the nappy bag than it is for her to snap and tell the little black thief to get out of the nappy bag. And I'll tell you this.
No. Pretty typical. Gets that wrong. It's not the system that is the concern here. It's not the system and what the system wants that is the concern. It's the safety of Shiloh Hendricks and her baby that is the concern. You don't disregard Shiloh Hendricks and her baby's safety because the system says, and you've got to buck the system. Are you fucking insane? I mean, how is this considered cogent thinking to anyone? What the system thinks is immaterial at that moment with my criticism. The system says that she shouldn't say that word. So therefore she should. Oh, she got killed? Oh, well. You don't got to live with it. SN saying, he spoke with Mark and wouldn't mind having a respectful debate. Does this look like this is somebody who is capable of a respectable conversation? There is no evidence. Nowhere have I said, in none of my tweets, in none of my posts, nothing on Telegram, nowhere have I said what he just claimed I said to engender hostility toward me. I mean, we can go further. The guy, does this look like a guy who would have a respectable debate that was called on a hot mic lying about me and slandering me? Does this look like a guy that's capable of a respectable debate that put up a thumbnail that remains on that video to this day that gave the impression that I was a supporter of Israel? Does that look like the guy that's capable of a respectable debate? Give me a break.
For a guy who calls himself No White Guilt, he sure has a lot of white guilt on his shoulders. And
what is the evidence of that? The system says she shouldn't say enter, so therefore she should say enter and get killed. No wonder, it's no wonder that we are in the state that we are in. With this kind of ill logic, with this kind of pseudo logic that's guiding those of us who care, it's failure guaranteed. What the system thinks and what the system wants in that moment is totally immaterial. Totally immaterial. Address that one, Mark. And address it fairly. Don't go tell your audience. I mean, if I wanted to engender some hostility toward you, we could start making some claims. We could start saying some things. There have been people who have come to me. I have videos. We could start releasing some things. If we wanted to do that, we could. But that's not how I operate. Because my reason for doing this is not to make a living. I don't make a living off of this. Maybe that's why, or that not maybe, but that's definitely why when I see an incident like this, I'm thinking about the white mother and her baby and their safety. And you are thinking about what does your audience want to hear? What argument is going to appeal to them? The system wants you to not say enter, and so therefore you should. Unbelievable.
He's got this completely wrong, and people have been asking me about this all day in my chats and my private messages.
This is just like Kanye West all over again. Kanye West came out cussing the Jews. I said he's throwing a tantrum because his divorce date is coming up and he will lose the divorce. He will lose his kids. And so he's lashing out at the group of people who he has to pay handsomely in order to be a billionaire, in order to sell his music, in order to sell his clothing. And he's lashing out to them for that. And as soon as the divorce is over, it'll go away. What happened? once the divorce went away, once he lost his kids, it went away for a long time. Then he had to get this other white wife and start throwing a tantrum again because of all the injury that he had. And you know what's really fascinating? Another proof that I'm right. He just released a song. He just released a song where in the beginning of it, he's talking about he doesn't matter that he's famous now, he can't have his kids. Doesn't matter that he's famous, he can't get to his bank accounts. They were all closed. So I was right there. And this is the exact same thing when Kanye West had his tantrum. Mark had the exact same thing happening. He was inundated by people complaining about me and demanding that he disparage me. The exact same thing. This is just Kanye West 2.0.
Messages, emails. If Jason wants to
Look,
and he's got this completely wrong, and people have been asking me about this all day in my chats and my private messages, emails. If Jason wants to debate me on this issue,
people sitting in private messages and emails, he's being inundated. It's just like Kanye West. Remember, we've talked about how easy it is to control content creators by way of their audience.
I'd be more than happy to debate him on this issue. But I'll tell you this, we do need Ingrid.
Yes, he wants me to come in there to have a conversation about how Jason turned his back on Shiloh Hendricks. And he's such a reliable guy. He's such a class act and a reliable guy.
Group preference. We do need white solidarity, and he's right about that. But to claim that the mess white people are in today is all the fault of white people, and that we can't criticize other people for doing terrible.
I never said that it's only the fault of white people. It is all anti-whites of all races.